Hello, everybody. How are you doing? This is Robert, and it's recording. Um, I always try to make sure everything is doing good. Is recording. Um, I just wanted to have a talk with everybody. Um, this is not usually what people do on a screencast. And screencast usually is about um, presenting some type of tips, helps, tutorials, and things of that nature. I think the medium and the tools that you use can be utilized for so much more. And one of the reasons, um, or one of the things I want to talk about really, um, was content, which is number one. And, well, I'll say content, um, business, and people. Okay, first off, I wanted to talk about people and not just people in general. Uh, and you have businesses and you have people that are, create a service business or they have a product type business. Okay, some try to do a balance of the two. Um, but a lot of businesses in their focus is on money. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to make some money. This is true. There's just no way to get around that. No way to get around that. Um, unless you're some type of philanthropist and you have time and money, you just want to help people. Nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing. We don't have enough of those out there. Um, so anyhow, people are the consumers, the people who buy the products that businesses sell, right? And people that pay for the services that people sell. Okay, um, and I don't see anything wrong. I don't have a bias necessarily against business or service. These are things that sometimes services actually provide a convenience for people. Um, some products are helpful and useful, but then again, there are some products and some services that don't really do good for the people. And um, I'm just for an example, um, um, we all have cell phones or smartphones. I guess that's what they call them nowadays. Um, Now, this is just my point of view. Our phone is a communication device. We all know that. We use it to call our friends, uh, families. Um, we use it to communicate to our employers. Hey, I'm going to be late. Um, you know, people use it in business, making contacts, keeping in contact with the people they are in business with, or uh, networking with other individuals to broaden a business service, whatever. Okay, so and talking more, about the phones, this communication device, and sure there are a lot of tech devices, things that you can communicate with, um, software programs and things that you use to communicate, hangouts, chat, chat, chats for chat rooms, um, so social media you can use to communicate as well, but focusing on phones. So to me, that's what it is. It's a communication device. To most people, it is um, like a toy. You know, they watch the movies on there. They listen to the music on there. Um, this my point is, I think it's like I said, a communication device. And for me, if I want to watch a movie, you know, you can use a tablet because I think this is just my perspective, but I think a tablet is for watching movies. Um, you can utilize it for other different things. It's very simplistic in the applications that you can run to do various different type of things. You can do some lightweight blogging, things like that. You can do, um, when I say blogging, I'm talking about like the writing part. But then you can do video blogs. You can record a video and post it. Um, you can even sing on it and upload it. And probably do some kind of podcast if you wanted to. Um, but I don't. And now that's what I think that you can do with the tablet, and I think that's great for that. But to use a phone like a tablet, and they making them so big, I'm thinking, I'm looking around at people that have these. They've combined a name of the phone and a tablet and call it a phablet. Okay, whatever, you've been creative, that's great, but what do you need this big thing? People can barely fit it in their pockets. And to me, it's just the industry is just creating more stuff to make people buy. That's what it is. When they came out with the different apps and things, um, stuff that's going to be interesting, exciting, and people are getting sort of hooked, just like in gaming. And I like gaming. I got like games that I like. I like racing games. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But um, I can't. I see them. They play them on the tablet, which I think that's great. That's great. I mean, it's not my thing. Uh, I'm kind of maybe old school. Um, that's something for like the PC or a netbook or I mean something. Maybe it's just me because my eyesight is not so good, and I can use you know watch the stuff on the small screen. But that's what I think the phone device is just really just to communicate. Um, and you know, but the thing that I will say about some of these smartphones that some of the capabilities that it has, right? For instance, not only you can do like the text message and stuff. That's great. Um, you got GPS, uh, and like you can find out where a location is at with the maps, Google Maps, and I think that's great because that helps in so many ways. Not only just getting to a location, um, but finding out where a location is. Um, there's so many helpful uh, other things like sending images. For instance, I have a son, right? He's way in another state, and I remember telling him, I said, "Well, you got this phone device and stuff. I want to know, see how you doing, where you're at, and what it looks like." I said, "Well, take the phone, because we were doing like a little video chat. He didn't have too much power, but I said, well, pan the thing around. You got the phone, pan it around. It's got a camera. Pan it around so I can see its surroundings of where you're at." And so to me, I found that useful because I wanted to know kind of where he was at, what the place where he is at, what it looked like, and to me, that's important. I mean, that's important. I mean, it's not so much people use these um, smartphones on a social level. Nothing wrong with that, and it's great to be sociable. But the other thing too is there some advantages there that people I don't think they even realize. I realized back when it was when you just had and this is on computers the chat rooms where you can talk with people, but it was through text. You type up something and they had the chat rooms, and that thing I think got really out of control. People were in there and they were doing more than just communicating. They were being silly and funny. I didn't see anything wrong with people wanting to be, if they want to be silly or funny, have fun. I mean, here's a tool, you can have fun with it. But what I saw also is it was an ability to communicate. Um, for instance, I remember watching this video of this young African boy, um, very talented. I think God just blessed him to have the ability. He could, fix things that without any schooling. I'm talking about he went to a landfill. Um, let me back up. I think it was his. The story goes is I think it was his aunt that went to a landfill. And no, she had some devices and stuff. It was, they didn't work. She found them and she brought them to him, and he fixed them. So she kept doing it, and then he started doing it on its own. Um, so the boy um, started fixing these different things, and then he got an interest in. Um, he liked radio and he liked music, so he took the radio and used it like a DJ. He plays music. People within it. He became a DJ basically. He broadcast um, his little message, and the music and stuff was cool. And he had a message. And you could tell that he cared about the people there where he was at. And he wanted to make a change. He wanted to make a difference. But I think that is what we use this technology for, to make a difference. Um, I remember in the early years when new technologies and things, investments and things came about, they would tell people, as far as people to invest, to be a part of it, they'll say, hey, this is progress. Well, when I see things like this, I say, yeah, that is progress because it's not only it's impacting people, and that's a good thing. You know, for instance, a business and a service, you can be as creative as you want to be, um, and take it and use it and utilize it to benefit humanity and people. I think that's what the point of it is. When you look at, for instance, say um, newspapers, and now they're going digital. Um, but I think there's something that's kind of lost there because when you have a newspaper and you buy that newspaper or a subscription and it's sent to your house on your lawn, they throw the paper on the lawn. Um, I don't know. This it seems there's a disconnect um, because you have that physical paper where you read about the news and the local news of what's going on and how a lot of the the technology that we have, um, we don't you got all these communication devices and it just seems more of a distraction instead of a actual help, and we communicate um, less. I mean, you look at Facebook, for instance. Facebook is there. I think who get the most benefit out of Facebook is really businesses that actually make a big impact. Now, this is not to say that there aren't organizations, maybe to help to like save children, or are using this. That I applaud. Okay, um, but you have people that are on there and they're using it having no idea what it is for, and looking at its capabilities and never really contemplating how they can actually reach out to others and make a difference in people's lives. Um, there's so much good that can be done and reached out to other other people. The other thing I think that is lost um, in some of the technology is something that's really was is been we've been losing in a society, that is trust. No one trusts anyone anymore. They don't know people. But the other thing that I think people um, don't realize, or probably have forgotten, you know, trust is something that's earned. It's just like respect. Um, Now you can be respectful to somebody, but it doesn't mean that they they have the same respect for you. So to me, um, that's some excuse me. um, Trust is something that's just really lost in this world of all the different technology, and we have businesses, um, and we use these businesses, and it really uh, really don't consider the people who pay money to, whether you have a restaurant and you feed these people and you want the business to become great. um, I'm gonna tell you about a little restaurant. It's called um, sells Mexican Inn. I think that's what it was called. Um, Really nice, um, um, homey type of restaurant. Good food. Sal was a. Now I didn't know the guy. I talked and met the guy. Um, Sadly, he's not with us anymore. Um, but I think he had something, and I think what it is that um, he came from a different era. He came from an era, um, and this is just a guess by his behavior. And I didn't really, what he said, but seemed he seemed generally concerned about people, and the uh, service that he gave through food, good food. He wanted to make sure that people, in a restaurant, enjoy themselves. The food was good. Did they want something different? You might have something on the menu, but he would make it custom and make the customer feel important, and feel like they were treated in a decent way. And that's just something that you just don't see and hear often enough. And I think, you know, that's missing in news. It really is something that's missing in news. But I often hear preachers talk about preaching the good news, and I think about the news in industry that they have, and they have a a you know I won't say, yeah, I guess a platform, you could say, that reaches so many people, and they bring them, you know, bad news most of the time. And I'm thinking, this is not a good contribution. So, anyways, I appreciate all y'all time. This is Robert from Linux User Channel. Y'all stay cool. Got any comments? Leave them on my channel. Peace out.